Good morning, friends. We have finished Unit 1 and we are coming to the second unit. Every discipline of knowledge is gradually built up step by step, and more so logic. Unit 1 is apparently over. It is not over. We carry along with us what we have studied in Unit 1 as the foundation. So we build, especially logic, we are building gradually up. Therefore, don't think that now we can say goodbye to what we have apparently gone through. If we have not understood what we have studied in Unit 1, we are not going to understand Unit 2 either. In this Unit 2, we are focusing our attention on 2 points, definition and division. Why do we consider definition and division together? Actually, they are 2 different topics, but I am considering them together because they are the 2 ways of clarifying the term. We have already studied what a term is and the various classifications of the term. Now we are going deeper into the term by clarifying, more giving greater light to what a term is. And we do it by means of defining and dividing. Both are ultimately referring to more clarity we are giving for the term. So therefore, they are not unrelated topics. They are related to the clarification of the term by defining as well as by dividing. We consider first definition. We start with a working definition for definition. We had to start somewhere. We had to start. That is what I have given here. That is not the classical definition. We are going to redefine it later when you grow in our understanding. Here we have said a statement explaining what a thing is or what a word means. Just a bit of a clarification which is evidently clear from the notes. It is a statement, a proposition, and hence it is not giving another word for another word. Instead of man, if you define man with the human, it is not a definition because it is not a statement. So definition calls for giving a statement. Clarification has to be given in the form of a statement. So it is not enough that we replace with another term, another word. Secondly, it is an explanation. That is the way I use a statement explaining what a thing is. It is an explanation of what a thing essentially is and not a description. So there we make a subtle distinction between explaining what a thing is, what human being or a man is, rational animal. We are explaining, clarifying. Description is about the making mention of some of the characteristics of an individual thing. I am describing this table. This table is made of, not teak wood, but then plywood, and then on that one a tea colored stuff is put. So we are describing a particular thing. So this bottle is made of plastic, more or less greenish color. All those things are description. It's not a definition. Definition is an explanation, not a description. So we cannot give a definition for one particular thing, which we are going to see later. We can give definition for a term. A term means a tree. That means all the trees will be included in that definition. When you define man, all the human beings will be included in that definition. We are not defining this particular person or that particular person, we can describe this particular person having a particular shape for his body or his nose, whatever it is. That is only a description of an individual person or thing. But when you define, we are defining a term. A term stands for a class. A tree is not, we are not defining this particular tree. This tree, of course, we can describe, not define. Then the third point in the working definition is that and definition also says what the thing is, what something is essentially, which of course we'll slowly understand what human being is. Man is rational animal. Essentially, we are not speaking about non-essential aspects. We are speaking about the essential aspects of the human being. We have already seen that one. Already we are coming closer to some of the points which we have already seen. We are coming to that one. Next, I have introduced here functions of definition. In Aristotelian logic, we will not find this particular topic. If you go through the Aristotle's logic or the traditional books on logic, we will not find this particular heading. But modern logicians, as I told about the functions of language in the unit 1, that also is not, Aristotle does not speak about that one. Modern logicians are concerned about that one. Therefore, I introduced. Here also, modern logicians speak about the functions of a definition. What are the usefulness of logic definition? What are the functions? What do they do? I am copy. Irving M. Copy, that is a book that is mainly, I follow one of the modern logicians. He has written numerous books on logic. I am Copy. He gives 5 purposes or functions for definition. 5 purposes. Although in the strict sense of the logic, I don't find much need, but then since modern logicians are speaking about it, I am giving them because you are also going to appear for the university exam. The first function or purpose of logic is this one. It increases the vocabulary. Increases the vocabulary. And all of us know what is the meaning of vocabulary. How does it increase vocabulary? The parrot may say a few words. Saying a few words is not a vocabulary. One word becomes part of one's vocabulary only insofar as I know the word with its meaning. The parrot is repeating the words or the sound that it hears. Parrot is only making the noise as we make. We cannot say parrot has got a bigger vocabulary than I have. Parrot does not have vocabulary because it does not know the meaning of the word that they make noise for. But we also, if I know some words in some language, if I do not know the meaning of the word or until I know the meaning of the word, it does not become part of my vocabulary. And how do we know the meaning of a word? Only when we define. So definition helps us to increase our vocabulary. When I know what a tree is, that means when you define what a tree is, then immediately tree becomes one of the added vocabulary in my stock. So the first purpose or function of definition is increasing the vocabulary. The second one is it helps to eliminate ambiguity. It helps to eliminate It increases vocabulary, eliminate ambiguity. We'll come back to ambiguity and vocabulary once again because there's a similarity of meaning. Those of you who have gone through the notes will know there is some problem in there are 5 functions that I have given. Yeah, others will not have any problem. Our language becomes ambiguous. What is the reason? Because some terms may have more than one meaning, and we have already seen that one. Totally different meaning or partially different. That is called either it can be equivocal or it can be analogous. So some terms are equivocal, some terms are analogous. All the terms are not univocal. Therefore, when I do not know which sense this term is to be taken, then we fall into ambiguity. When you define a coach means someone who is giving training, then I am clarifying the meaning of the term coach, and it has eliminated ambiguity. Clarity has come because we have defined. That is regarding the eliminating the ambiguity. Third one is related, but then there is a difference. Thirdly, definition enables to reduce vagueness. Reduce vagueness. Apparently, they sound or they look alike, eliminating ambiguity and reducing vagueness. And I'm not going through the words here given in the notes, which you are supposed to have gone through, but I am just explaining it. What is the meaning of reducing vagueness? Because the terms ambiguity and vagueness are very similar in meaning. But in logic, or the modern logicians have made a subtle distinction. When does vagueness come to us? We know the meaning of a term. For example, an artist. We know what is the meaning of an artist. The problem, when the problem of vagueness comes, when although I know the meaning of being an artist, I am not sure whether this person is an artist or not. I cannot say so and so is an artist. I know what is the meaning of artist. I know this person. Can I bring them together? I am not clear. That means, suppose a well-known artist, I have no problem in calling that person as an artist. Michelangelo or Leonardo da Vinci and so on. They are all established artists. There is no doubt. Clear. Or calling someone as a musician. The well-known person, there is no problem. Those who have absolutely no sense of music, also we have no problem. The problem comes where? Problem comes, they are on the borderline cases. Can I call that person, or is this person a musician or an artist? So I am not clear. The clarity, lack of clarity comes because they are all borderline cases. Borderline means not the extreme of the artist in all its meaning, and not an artist nowhere near the art being an artist. Absolutely no doubt. I can very well say he is not an artist. I can very well say with this person he is an artist. But there are many people are in between. Not all the they are on the borderline, just inside or outside. So when I am not clear as to where to keep this predication of being an artist, whether to give it to this person or not, that brings about vagueness. That is vagueness. So I think that is clear. The difference between ambiguity and vagueness. In the In the first case, I do not know the term at all. I do not know the term. No, I do not know the meaning. So, from not knowing the this one, what is called, when a term is defined, the meaning is made known. The meaning is made known. Then now there is no question about ambiguity or vagueness. So far I did not know anything about this particular word. Now, when with the help of definition, I know it. It adds to my vocabulary. Second one is, I know the term, but then I did not know which meaning it has to be taken. It throws us into ambiguity. The third one, I know the term, but I did not know whether this term can be applied to this person or not. Then I am in vagueness. So when we define a term, it helps us to clarify, and as a result, vagueness and ambiguity will gradually disappear. Fourthly, another function of definition is to help to explain anything theoretically. We know what is force. All of us know. Those who know even at the beginning stages of their study of language, they know what is the meaning of force. But to explain it theoretically, we need a definition. So for instance, I have given that one. The physical scientists define force as the product of mass and velocity. Mass and velocity, if I throw with this piece of chalk, the speed plus the mass, the size, both together constitute the force. If it is a very small thing, it is not going to have much force. A bigger thing, low speed, not much force. But when there is force, when there is a velocity or speed, as well as the mass, combination of that one is the force, according to physical scientists. So that is the scientific way of explaining something. And for that, in order to be precise in our understanding of any term, we need this kind of definitions are required. Although in the ordinary day-to-day life, we know what force is, or what is the meaning of something falling down from the tree down, the apple falling down. But then someone came and gave a theoretical explanation for that one. So those things are possible only with the help of definition. And then fifthly, definition helps to influence attitudes. Sometimes we define a term in order to stir the emotion or to influence the attitude of the hearers. I give a definition in such a way that I can motivate the person. That is what the politicians do. They give a definition for a particular term in such a way, Hindutva. In such a way, give so much so, people without knowing will be moved by that. So we can stir the emotion either positively or negatively. In order to fight against someone, you stir the emotion. So immediately the vengeance comes to them, and they go and attack the person whom you wanted. So we can create an emotion, create or influence the emotion either positively or negatively by giving a definition in such a way in view of that one. Now I given one example here. For instance, socialism. Now when you hear the term socialism, many are frightened because it is very related to communism. So it is to be avoided. Suppose we give a definition which is correct. As the democracy extended to the economic field, it is democracy, but extended to the economic field, then even those of us who have got a negative attitude towards socialism will be mellowed down, because the definition speaks is democracy. Then we are prepared to accept democracy with regard to the economic field. Actually, it is correct. But then, so therefore, we can influence the attitude of the people by defining in such a way as to influence either positively or negatively. So these are the 5 functions of definition. I'll make a small pause here.